Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 at 5, and right now you're taking a very colorful look at our winter weather graphic, or winter weather alerts graphic. That is winter storm warnings all over the place in elevations above 3,000 feet, and this runs from Wednesday to Thursday. And then we have the standalone winter weather advisory. It's for central and eastern Lake County. It's also for Wednesday and Thursday. And then on top of all that, we have wind advisories in place for central Siskiyou County and for eastern Klamath and Lake counties. This goes for just Wednesday exclusively, but then if you take a trip over to the coast, that high wind warning in place from late tonight to Wednesday afternoon. Winds there could gust all the way up to 60 miles per hour. So that's a lot to take in, and it's because of this. Not necessarily because of this particular batch of rain and snow, but this is just the beginning of a storm system that is obviously going to do a lot to impact our weather. You can tell that just based off of all the winter storm warnings, advisories, high wind warnings, the whole shebang that we have in place. So we'll go ahead and put this into motion with Stormcast, and we'll stop this right around midnight, just a little bit past it. And you can see that most of the action is still skirting up with northern portions of the Newswatch 12 viewing area. And by the time we get to the mid to late morning hours of Wednesday, here comes some of those more vivid colors on Stormcast. The oranges, the yellows, the reds representing some very heavy rainfall, which once all of that gets dragged up into the higher terrain, that'll translate into some very heavy snowfall. So that is obviously what we're very concerned about. And it will continue. We'll have continuous rounds of it all throughout the day on Wednesday, and then even more that we're expecting for Thursday, although things should taper off just a smidge. Here's some of those projected rainfall totals throughout the next 48 hours. And this is a pretty complete picture of what we're going to deal with from storm system number 2. You can see that the fattest rainfall totals are going to be there along the coast, but the secondary to that being up in the Cascades, less impressive for our west side valleys and for the east side. But I think all of us are going to get some beneficial moisture from this. Snow levels are really going to plunge throughout the day on Thursday. They'll stay pretty consistent between 4,000 and 4,500 feet on Wednesday, but then for Thursday falling all the way down to 2,000 feet, maybe 1,500 feet. And that means that later in the day on Thursday, places like Medford, Phoenix, and Jacksonville could see that transition from rain into snow. But the biggest snowfall totals, of course, are going to be up in the mountains. We could have feet and feet and feet of snow, maybe anywhere between 2 to 2.5 feet up towards Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. And here's this little secondary bullseye down in south central Siskiyou County, anywhere between 1 foot to 1.5 feet of snow falling down there as well. Even for the east side, 8 to 12 inches of snow expected for Lakeview and all up and down Oregon 140. So past travel, bottom line is that it's going to look very rough all throughout the week. A little breather for Friday, but then we have another storm system for Saturday, which I'll have more on here in just a second. But for tonight, the storm system starts approaching from the north and from the west. And then for tomorrow, a washout, but then in elevations above 4,000 feet, it's going to be a whiteout. Little break for Friday, that little dry slot, but then getting back into the action for Saturday. And with that storm system, that is going to be another high impact winter weather storm system. The snow levels once again right around 3,000 feet, the largest snow totals in essentially the same areas that we're going to see them for this storm system. And we could have some potentially destructive winds along the coast starting very late on Friday going into Saturday. Here's your 7-day forecast for the coast. Rain and thunderstorms looking likely for Wednesday and for Thursday, and more wet weather expected for Friday and for Saturday. For Siskiyou County, we are going to see tons of snow, especially down in southern Siskiyou County towards Dunsmuir, towards Mount Shasta City, towards Snowman Summit, towards Black Butte Pass. That's going to be a very rough go of it over the next 3 to 4 days. For the east side, Oregon 140, that's going to be a dangerous trip. That's going to be a very dangerous task to handle there, that trip from Klamath to Lake County. And then for the Cascades and Siskiyous, obviously we're already seeing snow-packed roads right now. That problem only going to get compounded with the boatloads of snow that we're going to see over the next few days. And then for the Rogue Valley, expecting that transition from rain to snow sometime during the PM hours of Thursday, more snow lingering in Friday morning, and then we'll have what's looking to be a washout for Saturday.